Good afternoon. This is your captain speaking.
All right. Thank you, Suzanne, for coming on for another episode of Tuesday's Tips. You know, we're here in the middle of March, towards the end of March, whatever, somewhere in there. And today we're going to talk a little bit about interest rates and if you're looking to buy or specifically sell your house. So let's start with Suzanne. And interest rates seem to be like a ride at Universal Studios right now, where it's a roller coaster and twisting and turning and stuff like that. What can you tell me from the beginning of the year to now? What have they been doing, and then what are the rates doing right now, and why?
Yeah, it's been a little frenetic, where we've sometimes had days where, when there's a lot of economic news, you get your rates in the morning, and then you'll get alerts during the day, repricing to the worst. When we hear repricing to the worst, that means that during the day they're going up. When we get repricing to the better, they're going down. So we've had a lot of those days. Recently, with a lot of the economic news that's come out, we've actually seen long-term rates, the 30 years, go down. So a lot of buyers have been able to secure a lower interest rate than what they anticipated. And for those that are out there looking, what I would find out is the lender that you're working with, find out if they allow you to do what's known as a lock and shop. It's as literal as it sounds. You lock and you're shopping. If rates are to go down when you're in contract, you're able to renegotiate one time per file. That's our lock and shop policy. And we're one of the few that will allow that. I know that there are some other lenders that will allow that. So that's a way that you can reduce that anxiety of, oh, not only have I not found a house, but what's the rate going to be? So it just gives people a little bit of that stability, Jeremy.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. And I know, we don't like to talk numbers so much because everyone's different, but if you're looking at just the trend rates of the 30-year mortgage, for the first time in over 20 years, it went above 7% over the last couple of weeks.
It did. I mean, we've had some pockets, we had towards the end of last year in the fall where we had those mid-7 rates. And
Okay.
A lot of people were saying like, oh man, are we going to crest 8? So we have had times where they've been above 7. So to see them get below that, that's promising.
Yeah, so that's promising now that we're trending and holding below 7 right now. That's good for the mortgage industry, the home sales industry. Now, this next notice is for sellers. Listen, I have a lot of clients right now that they're working on getting their homes ready or getting ready to put their house in the market. And that's all well and good. Inventory is still low. But my list of people getting ready is growing. If you're thinking about selling, now is the best time to list for a couple of reasons. One, the inventory is so low. So when you hear the national news or local news saying home sales dropped, they're not really talking about home sale pricing, which in some areas may have blipped up a little bit, in some areas may have gone down a little bit. They're talking about the number of sales. Without inventory, we can't have sales. So when a house is put on the market in that median price range, plus or minus, and in this tri-state area, median price range is around 400,000, but I still have homes well above the median price range that when priced right, they're still selling very quickly because there's no inventory. So you want to get ready to list and get that home on the market ASAP, because we don't know what's going to happen, one, with the economy, and two, with the market. We just don't know. So now is still a great time to sell. And if you are thinking about making that next move, it's time. Don't wait. Call me and just have a conversation. I'm not going to run up to your house and say, we got to list it right now, but I can go over things in greater detail to figure out what's best for you. But if selling this year is on the table for you, you should be having that conversation with me or your preferred agent right now.
Such good news for potential inventory that's coming up with your listing, but also the news that you're getting out there for anyone that's on the fence about listing.
Yeah, absolutely. Remember, don't be afraid to call your lender, to call your real estate agent. We're not trying to lock you in and make you buy something, sell something. We're advisors. We're like, all right, what are your questions? Great, let's answer them. More questions are going to come from that. And we want you to feel comfortable that you understand the process of what you want to do, buying and selling. Make sure you understand everything, and to make sure that you're making the right decision. All right. Well, thank you again, Suzanne. I look forward to these weekly videos. It's amazing the amount of stuff that I learned from you. Maybe you learned some things from me, and hopefully everyone out there is learning a lot from both of us.
You're welcome. It's always a pleasure, and I always learn from you, Jeremy. Thank you.
All right, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Tuesday's Tips. I'm Jeremy Bailey, your flying realtor. Remember to keep your wings level, and I gotta fly.